What if the biggest obstacle to becoming an interstellar species isn't our rockets? What if it's us? The human body evolved on Earth, beneath a protective atmosphere and magnetic field. But deep space offers none of those protections. Beyond Earth, radiation can damage our DNA. Microgravity slowly weakens our muscles and bones. Extreme environments place enormous demands on every biological system that keeps us alive. And the farther we travel, the harder those problems become. A mission lasting months is already a tremendous challenge. But what about decades? What about centuries? To survive journeys across interstellar distances, we may eventually need more than better spacecraft. We may need better humans. This is where synthetic biology enters the picture. Synthetic biology is the idea of designing and engineering biological systems to perform functions that nature did not originally give them. Instead of simply treating the human body as something fixed, scientists could one day begin treating biology as something programmable. And one of nature's most fascinating examples comes from an almost microscopic creature: the tardigrade. These tiny animals are famous for surviving conditions that would destroy most other forms of life. Researchers have discovered molecular mechanisms that help tardigrades protect their biological structures under extreme stress, including damage associated with radiation and dehydration. Now imagine taking inspiration from those mechanisms. In a highly speculative future, scientists might engineer human cells to become better at protecting and repairing DNA after radiation exposure. The goal wouldn't necessarily be to make humans invulnerable. It would be to make our cells more resilient, more efficient, more capable of repairing themselves. And radiation isn't the only problem. A spacecraft traveling for generations would also need to manage one of the most fundamental requirements of life: oxygen. Today, we depend on external life support systems to continuously recycle air and maintain the atmosphere inside a spacecraft. But what if biological engineering could take over part of that job? One futuristic concept involves artificial organelles inspired by biological systems such as chloroplasts. Plants use chloroplasts to capture light energy and drive photosynthesis. A future-engineered biological system might attempt to mimic some of those principles inside living cells. The idea of humans literally producing all the oxygen they need inside their own bodies is still speculative and faces enormous scientific challenges. But the broader concept is revolutionary. What if the human body itself became part of the life support system? Engineered cells could potentially become biological factories. They could recycle molecules, optimize energy use, process waste, and perhaps reduce the amount of equipment required to keep astronauts alive. Instead of surrounding the human with machines, we could begin putting some of those functions inside the human. That could completely change the design of future spacecraft. A conventional spacecraft carries everything its crew needs: air, water, food, radiation shielding, temperature control, medical equipment. But a biologically enhanced crew might require less external support. The spacecraft could become smaller, more efficient, and potentially capable of supporting missions that last far longer than anything humanity has attempted before. Imagine an astronaut traveling through interstellar space. Cosmic radiation is constantly passing through the spacecraft. But engineered cells are working continuously to protect and repair biological damage. The body is using energy more efficiently. Waste is being recycled. Oxygen is being managed through increasingly sophisticated biological systems. The astronaut isn't simply surviving inside a spacecraft. The astronaut is becoming part of the spacecraft's ecosystem. But there is a serious problem. The moment we begin redesigning human biology, we are no longer simply solving an engineering challenge. We are changing ourselves. Genetic modifications can have unintended consequences. Changing one biological pathway can affect another. A modification designed to protect cells could create new vulnerabilities somewhere else. And the deeper we go into biological engineering, the more difficult it becomes to predict every possible consequence. There is also a question that science alone cannot answer. Who gets to decide what the ideal human should look like? Would these technologies be available to everyone? Would they be used only for astronauts? Could governments, corporations, or wealthy individuals control access to them? And if humans living on Earth and humans living in deep space begin having dramatically different biology, would they still be considered the same species? Over thousands of years, isolation can drive evolution. But synthetic biology could accelerate that process from millions of years to generations. Humanity might not wait for nature to adapt us to another world. We could deliberately adapt ourselves. Mars could become the first step. Then the moons of the outer planets. And eventually, perhaps, another star. The ultimate vision is almost impossible to imagine. Humans designed to tolerate environments that would normally be fatal. Bodies optimized for low gravity. Cells engineered for greater radiation resistance. Biological systems designed to recycle resources. And perhaps organisms capable of surviving journeys lasting generations. At that point, our spacecraft would no longer be the only thing traveling through space. We would be carrying an entirely redesigned form of life with us. A form of life created from the original human blueprint, but modified for a universe that our ancestors never evolved to enter. And that leads to the biggest question of all. If we can rewrite the biological blueprint that defines us, how much can we change before we stop being the humans who first looked toward the stars? Perhaps the future of space exploration won't be about escaping the limits of the human body. Perhaps it will be about rewriting those limits. Because one day, the first true interstellar spacecraft might not just carry human beings. It might carry the next version of humanity.